Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Today is the last day of the year, granted that I'm getting this up on time, and we are going to be closing out the year by going over a few things, namely our top 5 games that we played this year. Now, a couple of these may or may not be on the channel, like I've played them on the channel, but all of these games I have played this year. Now, not all of these games came out this year, but these are the games that I was playing this year. So yeah, it's a little different than like top 5 games of 2024. Typically have games that came out in 2024. If you like the video, leave a like, and don't forget in the comments, give me your top 5 games that you played this year, personally, that you played, not just that came out this year, that you actually played. Without further ado, let's start at number 5. And while not being featured on the channel, Destiny 2 was my most played game of 2024. And when I say that, I really mean it was my most played game, at single-handedly racking up 49% of my total playtime for the year in just 174 different play sessions. Destiny 2 was a game that I was hooked on during the middle of the year. Now, this is mostly due to the period of time right after Lightfall and well into the Final Shape DLC. This period of time alone was one of the best experiences I've had in the Destiny series, and I love Destiny 1. Now, after that, Destiny 2 saw a huge decline in not only quantity of things that they were putting in the game, but also quality of things they were putting in the game. This has, of course, left the game with a declining player base and people really wondering, okay, well, what's next for the Destiny series, if there is anything next? Onslaught was just way fun, waves and waves and waves, and I just didn't think that I would have that much fun, but I did, testing out new builds, doing new things, and just seeing waves and waves of enemies just wiped off the map. It was insane. For the summer of fun that Destiny 2 provided, it lands a spot at number 5 on my top 5 list. We might already be ruffling feathers, who knows? Number 4 was a game that was pure raw fun. From excessively graphic visuals to the absolute carnage during gameplay, this game was a change of pace for me specifically. It really came at a time that I was in a drought for gaming. It was coming off the heels of the Destiny 2 Final Shape DLC and everything that kind of started to die down there, and came at a time that really the only game I was playing was like Phasmophobia. It really brought a lot of fun to like a kind of a lull time for me personally in gaming. Now, I don't think it's worth a $70 price tag, and that's mainly due to it having a shorter campaign and the abundance of network issues that me and some friends had while trying to play multiplayer together. That could have been just an us thing, but after some updates, it did get patched. And while I don't think it's worth $70, I do think it's a great game that I can just come back to, swing my sword around, maybe my chain blade, blast some enemies with my shotgun, and just the executions alone make this game ridiculously fun. Pure unadulterated fun was the aim of Space Marine 2. It hit the mark and landed itself right here on this list. Number 3, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Path of Exile 2 was a late entry, and not only onto this list, but to the year in general. Technically, it's not even fully released yet. PoE's flashy gameplay mixed with the fantastic in-game RPG elements like skills and abilities, they make it a fun and rewarding experience for anybody who's already into ARPGs or anybody who's looking to get into the genre. This is another game that kind of benefited from releasing at a time where things were kind of starting to lull. We had Call of Duty that was a huge player that came in and took over a lot of my time, a lot of other people's times, but it kind of started just a little bit to decline right as the time that Path of Exile came out. And for me, that set it up for success. Other games that kind of had died down that had kind of come out earlier in the fall, games like Wukong and Silent Hill and stuff like that. So we were kind of looking, okay, well, what's the like next thing? And here comes Path of Exile. I think at a time where a lot of games felt like they were starting to slack a bit, Path of Exile 2 kind of came out and kind of picked me up out of a slump. Small slump as it may be, it was starting a decline. Number 2 is a game that I played for the first time in 2024 that actually technically came out in 2024, but is a very old game. And having never played it before, I was new to the experience. I knew kind of around what the series is based around, but it was very loose. And to be able to experience it for the first time in 2024 with all the amazing graphical upgrades and the absolute killer audio that was Silent Hill 2, incredible. I had to play that game on a controller, and I had one of the best experiences I've had all year. The game was dark. The game was gritty. The game had heart. The game sounded beautifully. The music, the sounds, the like special effects that are just going into your ear and everything around you. The game came alive, and it was a true narrative masterpiece. Now, I understand that this game is a remake of Silent Hill 2, the original, but I had never played the original, and having experienced it now, I'm so grateful that a remaster like that came out and I was able to experience it. I never finished the playthrough here on the channel, but the screams and scares alone that I have posted are hilarious. And 9 times out of 10, I was not playing it up for the camera. I actually got freaked out, especially when that thing started crawling. Oh, it like jumped in the window and it started crawling behind the... I actually got freaked out. That game had me on edge. So Silent Hill 2, big props, big ups. Honestly, it probably could have been number 1, but the number 1 spot I've just been hooked on. Now, before we get to number 1, maybe we should go through some honorable mentions. Some honorable mentions of games that I played this year. Maybe some of these aren't really on the channel, and some of these are. Games like Phasmophobia really held me down this year. I would have put Wukong on the list, but I only played that game for like an hour, so I may pick it back up and play it, if nothing else, for the channel. I played Fallout 4 for the first time. Actually, that's a lie. I've played Fallout 4 before, but I got maybe 2 hours, 3 hours into it when it first came out, and I kind of got bored with the game and I returned it. Being that it was on sale for really cheap, I figured I would give it another shot, especially after watching the Amazon Prime series, which was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Also, congrats to it winning Best Adaptation. Did not see that coming. Fallout 4 is a late bloomer for me, but was definitely one of the better games that I played this year. I sunk a lot of hours in it for me to only have played it for like a couple of weeks. Of course, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, Call of Duty, and while it wasn't the best game I played this year, it definitely stole a lot of my time. It is, I think, my second most played game at 21% of my total playtime, so I gotta give props where props due, I guess. I loved It Takes Two. Playing that with my girlfriend was a really fun experience. We actually didn't finish the game, so if that's something that you want to see on the channel, let me know. Throne and Liberty seemed to really resonate with a lot of people. Even though it was a cool thing for me, it kind of felt like a tech demo. My final 2 honorable mentions, I will throw in here the Backrooms, because that experience was just hilarious. And of course, Red Dead Redemption 2, which some people might be surprised. If you've been paying attention to the channel, some people might be surprised that that's not my number 1 that I played this year. And some people are probably going to be pissed at me for that because, 1, it didn't make the list, which looking back, it probably should have, but I really played that game kind of recent, which doesn't save me for my number 1 pick because I also played that game very recently. My number 1 is going to Marvel Rivals. I felt everybody leave the video right then and there. That's crazy. Now, everybody calm down. I would probably say that Silent Hill 2 is my favorite single player game that I've played by myself, just going through, of the year. However, playing with friends, I've only done that a handful of times this year. Destiny 2, Call of Duty, I played some like Chain Together, played some Phasmophobia. I played some off the wall like indie games here and there. But as far as a multiplayer game that I've really sunk into, especially sunk a lot of time into, and a game that I'm really currently still playing and having fun with. Again, I know it came out recently, so this could be recency bias. Sorry about it. Marvel Rivals is just, again, they focused on the fun aspect, and I think that has helped the game for me and for my friends that play it. I surprisingly love trying out different characters at different times and discovering new things. Like my first game on the channel, I had Iron Man, and I did crazy ridiculous with Iron Man, and some of me thinks that like those were bots to help me with my first game. I'm not sure, but I did really good with Iron Man, and I've done really good with Mantis, and I never thought I was going to be a support, but now I'm having so much fun with Psylocke because of her kit. Just her kit, just like her, she's fun to play is what I'm saying. Anyways, we're moving on. Marvel Rivals is just carrying me right into 2025. I have some videos lined up. I have some thumbnails made up. I even like hired a guy on Fiverr to like make some Marvel Rival thumbnails. So I hope that maybe you like that kind of style, and maybe I can implement that kind of style into my future Marvel Rivals thumbnails or other thumbnails that I do. While I don't want to copy his art, I am proficient in Photoshop, and I could probably get something similar if it does well. That's besides the point. We're getting off topic. Marvel Rivals is pure fun. It's the same reason I said for Space Marine. It's pure unadulterated fun. It focuses on the fun. Different characters give you different things to do, different ways to play. You can play it your way. There's plenty of different cool cosmetics. The maps are okay. I think they need more maps soon. Cause yeah, but I haven't even like really learned the maps, so maybe that's something I could focus on. Anyways, those are my top 5 games that I have personally played this year. Maybe not have come out this year, but that I played. So to recap: number 5, Destiny 2, 4, Space Marine 2, 3, Path of Exile 2. There's a lot of 2s on this list. Number 2, Silent Hill 2. All sequels. It's crazy. And number 1, Marvel Rivals. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how stupid my list is. I understand. But I am looking to do a lot better in 2025. I'm going to be playing a butt ton of games. First of all, there's like 40 games on my wish list alone. Games that are coming out in 2025 and games that have even already been out. And I've even got some games already queued up, ready, coming down the pipeline that I've never played on the channel. A few that I've played, and most that I've never played before. Next year's list is going to be difficult, but probably much more thorough. And I might do top 10 instead of top 5. Let me know your top 5 games that you played this year in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like if you liked it, dislike if you don't. I understand if you disagree with my list, okay? If you disagree with my list, don't necessarily just dislike it because you disagree with the list, okay? Tell me in the comments why you disagree with the list. Don't just dislike the video. Anyways, subscribe to join the journey because I do have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to be focused on the top 10 games that I'm looking forward to in 2025. Yeah, first video of the year. It's going to be a good one. That's it for this one. I'll catch you in that next one. Peace.